Hi there crafters, it's Louise here. Thank you so much for checking out this video. It is another in the stash busting Vicky Boot and Flower Emporium, and I actually created this on the same night that I created the last layout. So I did layout 6 and 7 all in the same night, and that just goes to show just how well these layouts actually flow together. The collection just lends itself so well to creativity. There's something for every part of your layout. You really don't have to go looking for anything within your stash, and that's why I love it and why the creations come together so easily. So I said in the last video that I wanted to have a little bit of a focus on the rub-on elements. So I really do like the rub-ons. They give something a little bit different. It's like making your own mixed media background without the mess. So for this particular page, I am going to try and use some of those rub-ons. I don't use as many as I'd like, but at the same time, I still have to find balance in creating the page in order to make sure that it's something that I really love and I'm happy to have in an album and a memory keeping moment from our lives. So these little photos I decided to do in a kind of a grid style, and I know I want to tuck some tags behind them. I of course always try to make sure that I have my journaling element planned in some way, otherwise I tend to forget, and it's an afterthought, so it's not always present in the right position on the layout. So you can see that I have the 3 photos. This was actually a really fun day. My boys came with me after school. I had to have an ultrasound, and they were looking through my handbag, and we found this little mustache that I had won in one of those like arcade games somewhere. I don't remember exactly where we were, but essentially it had been in my handbag, and while we were sitting around waiting, we decided we were all going to put it on and took some silly selfies. So it was a bit of a funny day, and I quite like this memory. Because I am featured in the photos, I feel like I can go a little bit more pink with this layout than I probably would with a traditional just a boys page. Not that I'm against anything pink for the boys, but I just I like to get a little bit more floral when it's a page featuring me. You know, lots of pretty flowers, there's butterflies, all kinds of super cute stuff from this Vicky Booten collection. So I felt like I could get a little bit more pink into the layout without it feeling too girly as such. Now, distressing the edges of these little tags just helps to kind of roughen them up and give the layout a little bit of texture without adding too much dimension. So this is a technique that I do a lot, is just pull out my distressing tool, and I think I like this because you don't necessarily have to make the distressing exact. So you can have a bit of a mix of some areas that are a bit smooth and undistressed, and then you can have areas where you know, you get a bit rougher and scruff the paper up. Pardon me, don't even be afraid to actually even like scrunch up a piece of paper and give it some dimension. In the Scrapbookers Journal, which is an Aussie scrapbooking digital magazine that I create, Regina Chandler gave us a great technique last issue, which was all about scrunching up paper and then inking over the top of it. So it had this double like texture layer. So really fun things that you can do just with a plain old simple piece of paper, and it doesn't have to be too overwhelming. All right, so here's where I'm going to get a few more of these rub-ons onto the layout. And of course, I'm focusing on the pink, like I said, because this has a bit of a pink theme to it. Not a full-on pink theme. It wasn't how I started the page, but it's kind of just how it evolved and developed. So the background, stripy paper, I think it has that sort of mix of colors with the pink stripes, but it's also got that little bit of orange and some pops of blue and a little bit of lilac and purple. So it's a really nice blend. and a great way to incorporate colors without it feeling too overwhelming. Probably one of the things about rub-ons is how smoothly they are to use. So you don't have to press super hard. In some instances, you could be resting, and that's why you see me cut out certain rub-on elements. I don't actually like to put them down on a page because I don't know, it must be my technique, but when I lean on them, I end up with bits of rub-on stuck on there that actually shouldn't be on the page. Now, having a border on this layout actually came about as something that I didn't actually plan, but I feel like my layouts are a little bit more finished when they have something around the outside, and I was really just trying to use the rub-ons, and by doing that I sort of created this border and added these little pieces in more pink and some florals just to use up a bit of the collection, but also I may do another pink layout, but it's not something I go to as my standard craft sort of colours. And so if I can get as much pink on here as I can, there's no pressure down the track for me to use any more pink elements. All right, so it's really just about placing these little elements down, and I'm really happy with how that looks. So off camera, I stick everything down with my tacky glue just to give it a little bit of adhesion. Pull out just a simple gel pen. I buy these at the discount store because when they stop working, then I can just chuck them and I don't feel guilty for spending lots of money on really good quality pens. But I'm just going to doodle a little border, and then that's my layout completed. So I hope you enjoyed that. Thank you so much. And as always, I love to see your comments. I'm so glad you're enjoying watching these videos. And if you're a new subby here, welcome. Thank you so much. And comments are welcome. Happy scrapping.